Well, it's been a little bit of a busy time, hasn't it? And I have been meaning to do an update vlog for you guys to kind of let you know what's going on behind the scenes. And things just continue to escalate, but sometimes that's just the way life is. So this is going to be kind of all over the place and a little rambly because there's been a lot happening behind the scenes in my life and probably behind the scenes in your guys' lives too. But first and foremost, guys, I really want to just say I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are taking whatever measures you need to be safe, and I hope that you're able to find a sense of peace even when things are a little bit interesting right now. And like I said, this will be really rambly and all over the place, but I wanted to keep you guys in the loop on what's going on in my life and reach out and offer a little bit of kindness and support to whatever's going on in your life as well. I know that plans are changing all over the world for everybody I know. Everything is kind of adjusting right now. And we won't talk too much about, what's going on at the moment, other than how it's kind of made things a little interesting on my little corner of the world. And if you're interested in hanging out in our little corner of the world here with our leafy green community, you might want to know what's going on behind the scenes in my life. But I just wanted to emphasize that most importantly and most of all, I hope you guys are safe. I hope you have the resources you need, and I hope that everything will work out somehow. So I just wanted to put that out of the way because it also feels really intimidating to try to do an update vlog when there's such serious things going on. But we've built an amazing community over the last 7 years. And without you guys, I wouldn't have the life that I have now. And I want to carry on with creating adventures and getting to know each other better. So that's why these update vlogs are here, to kind of keep you guys informed about exactly what's going on in Seri's life, more or less. Because that affects how the adventures are popping out or lack of popping out lately. And I mean, out of everything going on in the world right now, it also has been really hard to make an update vlog because it feels really small, and it is very small and insignificant in some ways. Insignificant in the way that a seed is. Insignificant. Individually insignificant perhaps, but each adventure and each time we come together as a community is a seed that might take root in someone's life and give them a new passion for biology or give them a new passion for storytelling. And so I try to really respect the possibilities of what our community can create that way. So I just say that because it's kind of insignificant how many videos I have going out on YouTube right now. But for some people, it might be a seed of something more. So if I act like it's very important, that's because I'm respecting that fact. And because at the end of the day, this is my full-time job and I need it to survive. So it is not insignificant for me. But I just wanted to contextualize it to everything that's going on. So I hope that made sense. Like I said, this will be a very rambly one, but it's overdue and I miss you guys. And I want to let you know what's been kind of going on behind the scenes. Well, for starters, last week my computer melted, which was interesting. And by melted, I mean it actually melted. We had a little computer, little tiny green case, very cute, named Peapod, and she was actually the basis for all of our adventures over the last 4 years. Before that, it was the laptop I got in university, which I gave to my dad and recently saw, and I was like, how did Warrior Cat start on that? It was kind of mind-blowing. But Peapod started to get up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit inside, and we found out by finding that parts of her case had melted, and she was actually melting through some of her case windows. There are burn and char marks where the plastic just kind of ebbed away. A little alarming. I didn't know that running Planet Zoo and Doros for so many hours would literally cause my computer to melt, but there you have it. Long story short, we had to build a whole new computer. We've done that. It's called New Leaf. It's full of rainbows, which Chips tells me are known as RGB in the more boring circles of PC gaming. I personally call them rainbows, and every time I walk into my room now, I yell rainbows, and then I can hear him laughing from the other side of the house. So there's that. Moving, again, it feels really weird to make this update vlog when all of these things are so small compared to what's going on, but trying to respect, like, that they are seeds to build things. Moving on, Basically, moving to a new computer takes a little while because I have to install all of the software. I have to make sure the hardware is right. Like, one of the Rainbow RAM sticks wasn't good, so we had to get new ones and replace it. Interesting time to try to get the parts to build a PC right now, just saying that. And then setting everything up on the new computer, reinstalling the games, making sure the save files aren't corrupted, figuring out what edition of my editing software I need to either replace or update. And all of those things just take time. So that alone was very busy over the last week. But then there's other factors in my personal life that have been distracting me. So if I haven't had the videos that you're really looking forward to that you could really use to distract yourself right now, I apologize, and I would like to point out we have over 8,200 videos. 8,200 videos in our archives that I really hope will provide a oasis of peace if that's what you're looking for right now. We have so many playlists that you could just dive right into and step into another place, another world, and my usual cheerful, upbeat voice, which that's what everyone tells me, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm just telling the story. But apparently the positivity and optimism is really good for a lot of people. So, if you would like that, we do have hundreds of playlists. I think I have like 300 playlists, 8,000 adventures, and we'll have more coming out too. But I wanted to just let you guys know, yeah, if you're waiting for an adventure and you're like, I really want to see this series, please feel free to kindly say, I can't wait to see whatever series you're really looking forward to. But know that things are a little busy right now in my life, and I'm doing my best to put out the videos that are going out. In my personal life, with the virus going around, we're very concerned because, well, there's a lot of reasons to be concerned, but my mother happens to have lupus, as you guys know, and she actually had a heart attack last October, and then another one shortly after that, and she had her lungs start to fail on her in December. And basically, the doctors told her back in December, if you catch so much as the common cold, you will die. And they live in another state, so it is a little bit heady to have that in the back of my mind. And considering what's going on, I think it's fair that that's a little distracting for me, and that it's hard to get into our adventures when I am worried about what will happen to my elderly parents, especially because they're both very high risk. So I just wanted to put that out as a really transparent personal note of one of the things that is distracting me, one of the factors that makes it hard right now for me to make videos. And I also wanted to let you guys know it's also a little hard because Chips and I are still getting married in a month, but we've canceled our wedding celebrations. So it is not a big thing. It is trivial and insignificant in the scope not only of what's going on, but also in the scope of how much we love each other, and that we are excited to begin our marriage together, our married life together. We've already been together for 7 years, so, you know, not much is going to change. And yet it is still a special time for us, and so it is. I hope it's okay. I guess I could use some reassurance that it's okay, that I'm getting married next month to the love of my life in a time that is a little troubling, and it's been a little interesting to cancel and take apart the plans and the excitement that we had for next month. And again, I hope it's okay that I'm a little distracted by that lately, and that we're trying to kind of ebb that back a bit by focusing on how important it is to keep our family safe, how important it is to help other people stay safe, how much we love each other. We have beautiful spring trees blooming in North Carolina right now, and no one out at the park that is next to our house, so we can go on walks. We have joy and beauty and safety in our life and are deeply appreciative for that. But I hope it's okay if I'm kind of quiet on social media and I'm kind of slow at my videos right now, because I'm worried about my parents, and I'm adjusting to getting married in a month and also taking down the wedding plans that we had. But it's for a good cause and it's for good reasons. So it's not like I am upset, just I hope it's okay to be a little distracted by that right now, and that you guys will understand. And then on top of that, Chips and I don't know where we're gonna live in 2 months. We don't know if we're gonna be here. We don't know if we're gonna be in another country still. We don't know if we're going to be, again, still, by the way, that was canceled and now it might be back on the table and then it might be canceled again. And basically, Chips's work needs to let us know where we're gonna live in 2 months. And they're not gonna know until almost the moment we're supposed to figure it out. So I need to figure out, and when I say where we're gonna live, the places that we're thinking about moving or thinking that we might be required to move will require me to basically live with only a backpack and the basics. And by that, I mean our stuff wouldn't move with us. So there's a chance we just stay here. There's a chance that we move to another country and I need to literally live out of 2 bags for an indeterminate period of time, probably just a few months. And then there's a chance that we might have to make a move that means that all of our stuff would still have to mostly stay here and we'd only take what we could put in the car. Yeah, I know that's really vague, but it has to do with Chips's work. And that is also distracting to try to figure out if you're going, like, what am I gonna do with all my plants? I could donate them. What am I gonna do with all my stuff? I mean, my Ubuntu blanket is coming with me for sure, no matter what. The blanket that Shannon knitted to represent our community. I have it on every day. I go to sleep with it. I have it in my lap when I'm joy journaling lately, which I'm still trying to do, even if it's just like I saw a pretty chickadee out the window. And that's distracting too. So I'm not going to apologize because I'm trying my best to show up for the important things in my life, and I'm trying to get over the habit of apologizing for videos not being around. But I wanted to let you guys know and be really vulnerable and open with some of the things that are just distracting me. And when I say distracting me, it takes up emotional strength and emotional work, and that doesn't translate into being able to sit down and pump out tons of videos easily. It translates into spending long afternoons journaling, reflecting, calling people, talking with family, trying to get to the bottom of what matters to me, and just spending time with Chips, because we get married in a month, less than a month, and we're building a new life in an uncertain time. And that takes just some time to privately be sage and off taken care of. So anyway, there's my deep seriousness, puns not really intended this time, for what's going on behind the scenes and why I haven't been on Discord, or I've been quiet on social media, or why the videos maybe have been kind of the same thing or missing. I have huge plans though and hopes to achieve them, but with everything that's going on and with just the constant adjustments I'm trying to make, I'm just not able to keep up with my usual output, and wanted to let you guys know why. Not because I don't want you to be disappointed, but again, we have 8,200 plus videos in our archives, and we'll have many more adventures still coming. I mean, Animal Crossing comes out this week. Maybe that's just like the heal all, like, boon special potion that I need to really rejuvenate my creativity and get me going. But yeah, so that's what's going on. If you guys are wondering about the streams, I don't have the stream stuff set up, and I'm really not in a place right now where I feel like I could stream easily, emotionally. But I think that's gonna change pretty soon. And the reason I think that's gonna change pretty soon is something I want to share with you guys in case it helps you too. But I used to say all the time, even when your heart is breaking, joyful creation can heal beyond words. And I still stand by that, and I still think it's very important. And for the last few weeks, I have been so distracted by everything going on, this and that. I mean, my life has just been, there's so much more that I can't even, it would take me an hour sitting down with you guys to express everything that's been happening. been surreal, very surreal. But even with everything that's going on, now I'm really starting to feel a recommitment to that phrase. Even when your heart is breaking, even when things are uncertain, is probably how I'm going to start rephrasing that for myself right now. Joyful creation can heal beyond words. So my heart isn't breaking, I'm just uncertain and anxious. So I think I'm going to change that phrase and start chanting that mantra to myself again. Even when you're uncertain, joyful creation can heal beyond words. And I think that's going to really help me come back to my adventures in the midst of all this and try to share joy with all of you. And I just wanted to tell you guys that there's a lot of strength in that. I've used it to transform my life in the past. And if you are also uncertain and going through some things right now, I hope you have something that brings you joy to do. Not because you're trying to run away from things, not because you're trying to escape the reality of what your life might be like, but because it is a source of strength you can give yourself to cultivate gratitude and joy in your life from authentic places in your heart. And I have authentic joy in the adventures we create together, in being able to share the stories with all of you. And now that I am trying to take care of myself, I'm recognizing that for me, the adventures we tell is a huge part of that. And I hope you guys will just be understanding if I might ease up on the pace of the adventures or what kind for a little while and just pursue the things that I feel, okay, this is what this is the story, this is the series, this is the game I really just want/need to sink into today, and then give you guys the results of whatever that happens to be. I'm rambling a lot, so I won't go on too much further, but I did want to say a huge thank you to you guys for all of the Q&A questions you left in the last update vlog, because one in particular from Lucas Maddox stood out, just leapt out at me, and a lot of you guys wanted me to answer the question too. This is kind of hilarious how much it's helped me. But Lucas asked, what trope in fiction do you like the best? And I read that the same day that the vlog went out, and I thought, oh, that's such a cool question. What trope do I like? And so that question stayed in my mind over the last 2 weeks as everything has escalated so much. And I have the answer. My favorite trope in fiction is actually when a character will show up and everything's a mess, just chaotic. Literally, when a character will show up to a Stardew Valley farm, for instance, or a Harvest Moon farm, where you come up and everything's covered in weeds, there's boulders you can't even destroy yet, you don't even have your chicken coop, like the people in the town don't know you, you have to build up all of your resources. I love when a character shows up at those places and then you follow the character through the progression. When you get to see them clean up all of the weeds, you get to see them knock down the twigs and turn them into the chicken coop, when you get to see them become stronger, when you get to see them come to a situation that is chaotic, and one step at a time, one persistent little weed, one day after another of showing up to water the seeds, they transform what looked like chaos into something beautiful and something that can support them. That's my favorite trope in fiction. That's why I love Harvest Moon games. That's why I love Stardew Valley. And that's why I find so much strength from stories where that happens. Where you show up and everything feels really messy. And instead of being overwhelmed and instead of having to gain superpowers and have someone else fix it for you or wave your hands and magic just removed all your troubles, the character shows up and they take it one step at a time and they transform their life. That's my favorite trope in fiction. And because I was thinking about that all of this last week, I really feel like I feel calmer and more capable of handling the situations going on in my life, because I'm gonna try to own up to that trope, right? I had this epiphany a couple days ago where I was like, oh, let's stop freaking out, let's stop panicking, let's stop trying to get more input on what's going on from all of these sources, and let's just turn around and look at my life like a Stardew Valley farm for a minute and start with the weeds. And that has really helped bring a sense of calm to my life. So thank you Lucas, for asking that. I think it's obvious to any of you guys who have been around for a while that that's one of my favorite tropes in fiction because I use it all of the time and it's my favorite kind of game to play. And I hope maybe it can inspire some of you guys too. When things feel really overwhelming, well, for one, in times of uncertainty, joyful creation can heal beyond words. But also, for the other, take it one weed at a time, and before you know it, persistently, consistently, day after day, you'll transform everything into a beautiful, beautiful garden too. So, there's my update. I am going to go back through the last video and this one if you guys would like to, and try to do a Q&A video in the near future because I miss talking to you guys and I miss that connection a lot. And I think that it's good for me to show up and to do these things even when the huge anxious part of me just wants to like crawl under my desk. No, 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 no. Joyful creation, Seri. That's what I'm gonna focus on. And I just hope you guys can be understanding if the videos are just all over the place. They're insignificant but important seeds, I understand, in the scale of everything that's going on. Other than the fact I need them to eat, like that's kind of hugely important. I really, the videos are important so I can have food in house. So those are important. But I'm rambling. Thank you guys so much for all of those questions. I had no idea that that question would end up helping me regain my footing after feeling so anxious. So if you guys have more questions, please feel free to leave them here. I probably will not be talking about any more of the stuff that's going on with the virus in the future because it's a heavy topic, and unless things dramatically change in my life and I need to bring it up, I realized that for me, the most important thing I could do right now is ease up on the work a little so that I don't take on too much and push myself too hard right now, which again, I hope that's a message that if you needed to hear that, you can hear that right now. And also to focus on the peaceful creation that I can do, to try to make this place a place of peace and positivity and storytelling that can give you your heart and your mind somewhere else to go in this time. Maybe get rejuvenated from our little adventures to be able to take on whatever you need to in your life. I think that's a really important part of our community, making it an oasis for the heart and mind so that you can draw a bit of strength and rejuvenation from it and then head back out to whatever you need. So I'm gonna try to make our place an oasis like that and start with myself. So I do hope that there's going to be tons of adventures. I do still plan on doing like daily adventures in Animal Crossing. I think that'll be good for me. Hopefully it'll be good for you guys too. And just taking it from here. So I feel like I have so much more I need to say to you guys, but I think I said all of the important things from really the part of my heart that was reaching for all of you this whole time. And again, I probably, unless things get more severe, won't mention all of the heavy stuff that's going on, but appreciate just if you guys could remember, like, my wedding is still on, my marriage is still on, my wedding parties are canceled, celebrations are canceled, so that's kind of a thing to deal with. I'm concerned for my mother, that's a huge part of it too, and I don't know where I'm gonna live in 2 months. There is a lot going on right now. And I just would appreciate if you guys could remember that, not only for me, but for yourselves too. And then maybe we can take it one step, one weed in the garden at a time, and create a place of resilience and a peaceful oasis. So thank you guys for your understanding. I know this is kind of all over the place. There's been a lot going on in my life lately, but there's been a lot going on in others' lives too. And I think it'll be good for me to do my best to show up to provide whatever peace I can at whatever pace I can and find the joy to share with everyone, because I do think that for many of us it is still out there in abundance every day and just waiting to be filled up in my joy journal. So all right, enough of my rambling. I'm gonna go ahead, have some tea, check in on Chips, snuggle under my Ubuntu blanket that represents our community, and then find a way to joyfully create. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.